All right, good morning, good morning. Hey, hey. How's everybody doing this morning? Everybody, let's go grab a seat. Pay attention. We got a packed day for you today. Even Melanie Horn is here in the house. All right. she was trying to. All right, let's get some good energy going. Who has something exciting to share? A little bucket fill. Gratitude, excitement, something that's going on. Varel.
I just got engaged.
You got engaged? Wow. It's living bold. All right. Awesome. All right, who else? If you're online too, we can hear you. You can speak up. Anybody else got something exciting? Wow. Nothing going on in your lives is worth sharing, or in your business.
We got a new coach.
Yes, you did get a new coach. Yay. Awesome. Anything else? All right, let's roll. Let's start off. Here we got some important events I want you guys to remember coming up. We got the Space Cowboys Family Night. We have tickets at the front. You are awarded up to 4 tickets. We will keep track if you use them or not. If you do not use them, guess what? We will bill you for it. Fair enough. So use them, take advantage of it. That's because in the past, we had people do it and they just said, oh, they're free tickets. It doesn't matter. No, we want you to use them in the seat. Greg will tell us how you need to check that out. We have Bold that's coming up. You're going to hear about Bold throughout the day. You have October 15th, 2 events, Shredding Hunger, Pet Adoption, right? Be looking for that. We'll have flyers, but put that on your calendar's event to show up. We're hosting the HAR breakfast, which is at Sugar Creek. Go find Verna if you're interested in volunteering, check in, doing some things, or just want to make sure you attend. And the last is on the 29th, we do a trunk or treat. We're looking for 20 cars that have their trunk decorated and handing out candy. You can do it together. There can be a group of you, but that's a fun way. We get a great participation the community. That's a great way to give back. All right, Greg, anything you have?
Yeah.
Is our TV's not working? All right, go ahead.
Yeah, let's stop it.
Sapana, come on up.
Yeah.
I just want to tell everybody about this wonderful event we all did as KW. Everyone knows how generous KW is, and we do these events throughout the year. And we sponsored the Firemen's Gala this past Saturday at Safari, Texas, and 16 agents went to the event. It was a wonderful event. It was a sold out event, and they already raised $75,000 for next year's event. And we just want to share a little clips of what happened. And thank you, Chad and the office, for us being able to sponsor this event.
Chad's got to go.
All right.
Tonight is the annual Firefighters Gala in Sugar Land. Keller Williams and its agents are very proud to get a table again this year to donate to this event.
This Inspire Academy alumni did this. There's about 24 of us that came together and worked really hard for a lot of weeks. And this is amazing. It's a success. And so far we are at $130,000. And that was yesterday before we opened the doors. What we do is we take that money and we ask the fire department to come to us and tell us their needs. So we handle ancillary care, our ancillary items and equipment for the fire department. Last year we did SIG cameras. Last year we did heart monitoring, so that we are way above and beyond what our normal fire department and EMS does. We're very excited about that.
This event has been sold out for several weeks. and they're already on board to start again for next year, which we cannot wait to participate in. We have over 16 agents here from KW, and we're very proud to sponsor tonight.
All right. One of our continued themes is give where we give back. And so part of your marketing dollars and committees to go with that as well. All right, Greg, tell them about the
I can
tickets.
do it really quick. So September 24th, the game is at 6 p.m. Gates open at 4:30. So everyone gets up to 4 tickets. The tickets are gonna be at the front desk, but to request a ticket, go to kwsw25.com. You sign up a form, you pick it up at the front desk and you sign in to pick it up. Everyone in the front desk is ready for you to pick it up. We're gonna start giving out red Keller Williams Southwest shirts, and that'll arrive next week. So everyone who comes to the game has an opportunity to get a KW Southwest t-shirt. Sounds good? The
Any
idea is
questions on it?
ideas to come out and have a great time. This is a great opportunity, one, to meet people, connect with other agents, create your Instagram reels. I know many of you, I've seen you guys have been posting more online. This is the easiest opportunity to create content for yourself. So come out in a big way. So that's it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Oh, no, you can bring your kids. You get up to 4, use them how you would like.
However you want to use it.
Yep. Yeah, you can bring your boyfriend, whoever you got, LaDonna. All right, shredding hunger.
Yeah, we're back again, reminding you that October 15th is our big day for the Shredding Hunger and the Every Hound Needs a Home event. I need volunteers to help me pick up donations and put things in the shred trucks. 3 shifts, 5 people per shift. I'd like to get you involved. Again, it helps you get content that you can put on your reels while you're there, but we do want you to work 2-hour shifts. Here's the QR code to sign up, Genius. I will post it in multiple places and at the front desk. Please get signed up and help us out.
Right, multiple ways that you can go about this, right? It is a food drive. It also is a place to shred documents, right? So if you just wanted to treat it as a food drive and drop off in your neighborhood bags in different way and then collect them, that's one way to do it. You can do a combination of, they can come and shred. We do not pick up their documents from their house. They bring it to us, by the way. That's a key add-on for liability reasons. But if they do drop off their shredding, and just white label this, act like it is your own event, but we're doing it together. Gives you a way to uniquely brand this to yourself, but it's a great event. And at the other side of the parking lot, we're gonna have what?
Bigger, badder, and better.
Yeah.
Every
hound
needs a home. So last week, y'all should have all gotten your personalized flyers by now. If you haven't, talk to Greg. He doesn't have your headshot. How many of you have gotten your personalized flyers? That's not very many. How many that have gotten the personalized flyers have done anything with them? And I'm friends with some of y'all on Facebook and Instagram, so I will know if you're lying.
She's the monitor.
Okay, this is an opportunity to reach out to your sphere. You can use this event as your own personal event, invite people, collect donations. Last week, we said if anybody brought a gift card or a pet related item, we'd have a little giveaway. Anybody bring anything?
Crickets. That means no. Carries over to next
So
week.
maybe we should just do it next week then.
Okay.
All right, we'll give you one more week.
What specifically?
We're
Repeat it again.
looking for gift cards of any denomination for anything. We're basically, one of our raffle items is going to be a gift card bundle.
So-
People will be able to buy raffle tickets and put their name in for a drawing for all the gift cards.
So one person get the big.
Yeah,
card
the
basket.
whole shebang. And then we have another raffle that's pet items. So, it could be a leash, it could be a dog bed, it could be, I don't want to say a bag of dog food, but, a toy.
No, please.
And I want to give an example of how you guys can utilize this for your SOI or your community. I've actually set up a Google form directly in my community advertising the event. So people are signing up and letting me know that they're going. And as of course, I'm capturing their information and putting it in my database. So set up a Google form. It's your event. You can use this as your event. Like this is my event. So
I just sent out a message on a Facebook page in our neighborhood with over 10,000 people on it. It's not hard, but we need your help.
Yep.
The dogs need your help.
And we need volunteers too. So if you want to volunteer, you can come see me over in the corner.
All right. Yes, and if you need to, bring home a dog.
Absolutely. Chad's gonna bring one home.
No, I already have. I already,
They need a baby. Lightning and thunder.
no, they already have it. I already have 2 dogs and a cat from volunteers. So I'm a believer in it, by the way. All right. Okay, Liz, trunk or treat.
So this year I am heading up trunk or treat. You guys know we've done it, I think 5 years in a row now. This is our new flyer. Halloween is my favorite holiday of the year. I love it. And so trunk or treat, for those of you that don't know, you come, you sign up, you decorate your trunk and you give away treats to the kids. This is also a really good way for you guys to promote in your, door knocking on Facebook, Instagram. I think Tasha, is she in here? Remember yesterday you said, Tasha said that she on her Facebook did a contest, like share pick my theme and whoever you.
Yes, I don't have time to try to think of a theme for a trunk or treat, so I just post on my Facebook page, hey, I'm looking for a theme for my trunk or treat, do not post it in the comments. So, and I gave out a $50 gift card, so.
There you go.
somebody
Yeah.
did TikTok trunk for me, and 1 second.
And here's the thing, we are gonna have a contest again this year, and it's gonna be a contest where you're gonna have your HAR dues paid for the year for the best trunk voted by the people who attend the trunk or treat. So all of the guests that we have are gonna vote on who wins, who has the best trunk, and whoever that agent is, you get your HAR dues paid for the year. I won the year, remember I won the year that I did it, but I couldn't because I was leading it, so I wasn't.
She was
allowed-
voting and she.
I did not vote. I did not vote. I did not
But
vote.
hey, I mean, if
But
you're not
it's
gonna vote for
fun.
yourself, who's
Yeah.
gonna vote for you,
But
right?
it's fun.
Hers was really good, yes.
Yeah, and it's fun. And for me, it's close to my heart because I grew up in a neighborhood where I couldn't trick or treat. And so having a place where my mom could take us to trick or treat where it was safe and it was open to everyone was incredibly important to us. And so that's why this one is really important to me.
Yep.
So we're gonna
We-
send out a.
We do it
sign-up.
rain or shine.
Yep.
If you were here last year, what
You just
happened?
turn your trunks the other
It
way.
rained and we used the covered, but yet we had people who showed up and said this was our only way to
Mhm.
participate. I mean, people really showed a lot of gratitude, and that's giving back in our community. So people will show up. We'll have a security guard. We'll have a food
We're gonna have
truck.
food trucks.
Yep. We'll have
Mhm.
music. It's just a really safe place to promote it as well.
And it's October 29th from 6 to 8, and I'm gonna send out a sign-up sheet. My goal is to have 30 cars.
Yep.
30 trunks.
And that can be agents, it can be vendor partners, somebody you're working with, just open it up. We're okay of, hey, let's do this together.
Yes, sir.
What was the people count last year?
800. There was, we ran out of.
We ran out of candy, there were 800, that was what the officer did the clicker, he had carried 800.
Yeah,
People really, really
and
love
that
it.
was
Yes,
with
ma'am.
rainy weather, by the way.
You guys send out the flyer? for us?
Yeah. That will be great.
Yes.
Greg will do that.
Put your picture on it. We try to make it as easy. If you're not getting those and not sending those out, one, go see Greg. Two, first off, it's probably in your inbox. You didn't notice it. And if he doesn't, it means specifically he doesn't have your headshot.
So if you have any questions, let me know.
Great
But
events
I'm
to
excited.
promote. Yes, awesome. Thank you, Liz. We're looking for 30. Find her when they're committed.
I
Yeah.
mentioned too, I ask everyone at these events, Shredding Hunger and things, I ask where they heard about it. And 9 times out of 10, people hear about it from spreading it on Facebook in their community, in their neighborhood page, and like that back next door app and things like that. That's mostly where they've been hearing it from agents. So post.
Yes, awesome, great, thank you. All right, let's jump into it. And we have a panel of, is this where you put me on my panel?
No, not yet.
Okay, hold on, let's move forward. Okay, go ahead. All right, Nimesh has got one quick thing and then we're gonna jump into our panel.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
All right, so as a leadership team, believe me, we continue to strive to help, make your business, help you streamline your businesses and grow your businesses. And as the industry evolves, we do our best to stay ahead of that. Okay, so we have a pretty cool announcement in a partnership that we've have with a company called Home After, and it's to provide you with a concierge appointments scheduling service. All right. So take a quick glimpse and then I'll follow it up. Okay, so that's a glimpse of the app. It is already available on iPhone for iPhone users, and the Android app is coming really soon. All right. So essentially what this is a concierge service on the buy side where it's one-stop shop for you to set all your buyer appointments, right? We know now that there's multiple avenues that you're having to call to set these appointments. Well, no longer for you. One source, make your calls, they'll set the appointments for you, get you the confirmations. On the listing side, it's where other agents are going to have multiple ways of setting appointments for you. Okay. There's so much more details to give you all and show you all and teach you all. I am actually going to talk about it as you get your lunch and eat your lunch and settle in here. Right after team meeting, I will kind of go into some more details, and we will be providing you with more resources and videos and personal connections to show you how to access this and use it, but it's ready for you to use now. Okay. Anything else, or you're good?
No, that's good.
All right.
Stick
Cool.
around.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. Come on. ALC members who are committed to being bold, come on up. You know who you are.
Y'all ready for this?
I saw the purple.
Who else is
All right.
supposed to be?
I didn't know about the music. I mean, Martha's really getting into this. All right, here is, I was gonna say five, I was gonna get five. 4 fabulous ALC members, right? We're in a season, but here's what I'd like to stop it out real quick. Just in 30 seconds or less, tell them who you are. Give us a little glimpse of who you are and what you stand for. That should be easy.
Okay, I'm Pam Shockey. I've been with Keller Williams for over 23 years, and I stand for giving back to the community that gives to us.
All right, cool. Sapana.
Yes, I'm Sepina. I've been here 4 years, and I stand for giving back to the community, being really involved in the community, Fort Bend ISC level, every level that I love. And I find that that really helps me keep going every day.
Great. Tasha.
Hi, I'm Tasha Hippolyte. I've been with Keller Williams for 4 years, and I believe in giving where I'm living. So,
Right. Like Red Day again next
Including our
year.
Keller Williams
Yes.
Community.
yes, including our Keller Williams community. Yes.
That's y'all.
All right, Donna.
All right. Well, I am LaDonna Parker. I'm 34 years in the business, 10 of those years with Keller Williams Southwest, right here. I stand for excellence in all things.
All right. I like it. Good job. I just put them on the spot. All right. Here's what I want you to do. Because we are going to talk about bold, right? And the reason to be there. But first, why don't you give us a little bit of value on some as we head into this? Do you all agree that the market is shifting?
Yes.
Yes, you're feeling it and you know it's coming.
Yes.
Okay, some of you have experienced a shift before on the outside, not looking at age or anything. Some this is you're traveling through it a little bit. So what strategies or advice would you give today as we move into the shifting market? Who wants to tackle it?
I'll start.
Okay.
This is the time of year when a lot of agents shut down for the holidays anyway. If you don't have listings or a buyer, then that's the best reason to go to bold right now, is to keep you motivated, keep you accountable while everybody else is sitting on their hands. Otherwise, you won't have a paycheck at the beginning of the year either.
Okay.
Give us some strategies too, though, Pam. What's most important? You worked in Bold, but what do you get out of that? What specifically does it do to you to move your business forward?
Well, accountability, there's tasks, I guess, homework every week. It reiterates, whether you're doing it enough or you're not doing it at all. You have to be reaching out to your sphere, your friends. You have to be on social media. You have to do the tasks. Even if it's not at 100%, it's still more than what you're doing. So for me, with 30 years in the business, it makes me reflect on what am I doing? Do I need to do more? Do I need to find different avenues? It's just a matter of you're always learning.
Okay, great. Stop it.
What was the question?
What, as we look at this shifting market, right?
Uh-huh.
There's lots of things changing in our world. If you don't know that, then we need to wake up a little bit, okay? Get real, get right. We're all acknowledging our market is shifting. What strategies, what specifically are you looking into that's really going to move your business forward?
Okay, so agree with Pam. It's now the holiday season, right? There's lots of events going on. And if I'm not in Bold, I'm not focused on doing activities that are set, that are going to benefit next year. So when Bold happens at the end of the year, it's really geared for next year. So for your goal, what your goal is going to be next year. And if you don't work in the last 3 months of the year, come January 2nd, because everybody's going to take off January 1, and you'll be like, what do I do? And then you spend a lot of time trying to figure out what I do. Instead, you need to be doing it now. So the way I use it, the strategy that I use is I love going to events and parties and dressing up during this time. It's called the Burr months, which I don't really like working. But what I do is I'm taking Bold because I'm going to be every once a week on Tuesday, right here, 8 o'clock, we're going to be told all this stuff we should be doing. So the rest of the week, I use all the events I go to make sure I have 1 or 2 conversations about real estate. And when somebody sees you, they automatically ask you, how's real estate? Well, the first year I did Bold, and by the way, I've done Bold every single time it's been offered since I got here. And the first year I did Bold, I didn't like that. And I just passed out business cards, right? And, but now I know that even if I go to an event, have 1 conversation, it's worth doing. And you'll only do that when David is in your mind telling you to go do this homework, and it's a pain. But if you don't do it now, you're going to be like at the beginning of the year, first 3 months of the year, just trying to figure out what to do. And so that's why it's important to get into it now and start thinking about your 2023 goal. And when I say goal, like set the goal, no matter how scary it is, and identify each dollar on that goal. Like the first dollar goes to Uncle Chad, get it out. Tax, get it out. Advertising, get it out. If your goal is 100,000, identify each dollar. And if you don't do that and you don't take Bold, you're going to spend a lot of time the first 3 months of the year trying to figure out how am I going to tackle this year. Okay, so that's why I do it. Okay.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, so mine, to piggyback off of Sapana, the question for me is why not take Bold? I think Bold is coming at a good time. Our market is going into a shift. I want to capitalize on every resource, everything I can learn to navigate in the shifting market right now. So for me, the question is, why not take Bold, right? I think I'm at a point, I've been with Keller for 4 years. I think this is the first year that I have really realized how I want my book of business to look. So I'm definitely going into Bold focused on things that I know will kind of improve my book of business. I'm cheap. $800 is a lot of money. It's like a buttload of money for me. And I'm like, but it's worth every penny. I've did Bold 3 times. No, I think I did it 4 because 1 was online. And it's worth everything, but you have to be all in. I took Bold and I wasn't all in one time, and I felt just like horrible afterwards because I didn't take it very seriously. So if you're not going to take it seriously, then don't take it. So my strategy is going in with a strategy and knowing exactly what I want to learn now that I know how I want my book of business to look like. My book, and just to share this with you guys, and I think I told Chad this, I want 80% of my business to be based on referrals. And I always go back to Angela McDaniel. She's one of our top agents here. Her entire book of business is referrals. And what does that entail? That entails massaging your database, touching your database. Right now, that's where most of my business is coming from, but I haven't even touched the surface. Every closing I have, I feel like I could be doing better. Every closing. I don't care if you're the #1 agent in Keller Williams, there's always something you could be doing that's better. So I say my strategy, go in with a strategy and go in knowing that you're gonna put in the work, because it is a lot of work, because you don't want to be the weakest link on your team in Bold. It's gonna push you. It's gonna push you to, my favorite part of Bold is the Bold 100. Bold 100 is so effective. It pushes you, it gets you out of your comfort zone.
What's a bold 100?
Bold 100 is, and correct me if I'm wrong. Bold 100 is when you go out, you can be event, like you like events, going out into the community, having 100 conversations about real estate
In one day.
in one day. And trust me, you will get some leads from that. I think me and Miss Murders, we did the mall. I had never like been in a mall asking people. That's like, no, I don't do that. I told Miss Murders, I don't do that.
She's no longer
We
allowed
did
in the
it.
mall,
But we did that and we had so much fun, and make it fun. I'm all about having fun. I want to have a pep rally for Bold. Like I want it to be fun.
Yeah.
Go in with an attitude that you're gonna work hard. You're gonna work hard for that $100, because that's a lot. Like I said, because I'm cheap, it's a lot. I want to learn as much as I can and go in with a strategy. Have an idea of how you want your book of business to look. And if you're a new agent, get with your coach and outline something, but go in with a plan and capitalize on that. So.
And as far as being cheap, that's good because he's going to reimburse us. Okay.
Yes.
If you sign
Oh
up
my God.
today, your point, whatever you do starting today counts. So if you get a buyer under contract, that's $200. If you get a listing, that's $200. So if you sign up today, you can get all those before even Bold starts.
paid
So
for
it can be paid for, you
on your
know,
agent bill.
on your agent bill. And it'll motivate you to do it because we're going to get the money back from Chad.
And then the last piece I have is Bold is good and you can do real good in Bold, but it's what you
Not
do
Chad's
after.
money.
It's yes, it's what you do after Bold. So I feel like we should have like a post Bold mastermind or something like that after Bold, because you can kick butt in Bold, but then you go back to your normal activities that was not helping you at all. So you have to be not only all in with Bold, but you got to carry that over after Bold. So that's my
That was
2 cents.
awesome.
LaDonna, you have something to say?
That was
Well,
awesome.
I'm LaDonna and I'm bold.
Oh, you didn't say
Yes,
that.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Bolder.
In the
Bolder.
past, I have been a bold queen on a team with none other than Mona. So
Mona is-
listen,
Hello, Mona. I hope you're watching.
it's been a few years, but we bonded so much during that bold experience that there's a group of us that still refer to each other as the Bold Queens. And I was very proud of that experience and I grew from it. But since we're talking about what happens in a shifting market and why bold is important in a market that's shifting, this book right here, Shift, Gary Keller wrote the book. You are in the company that wrote the book. 34 years in the business. In 2008-9, when the market collapsed, it collapsed all over me. Had I had this book and a little bold or a lot of bold, I'd probably still be in St. Louis at Coldwell Banker. Okay, had I had this information. So my advice to you, in addition to what all my winning colleagues have shared with you, we got the book. Read the book. That's for people new to the business and especially for seasoned professionals that think you already got it. I'm telling you, I thought I was too big to fail and the market collapsed all over me. The best thing that happened is that I wound up in Keller Williams Southwest here in Houston with all of these fine professionals, and I'm honored that I can share my failure with you, that you will read the book and succeed as you take bold this season. That's
Can I-
all.
All right.
Can I say
Well,
something?
like the passion. Speaking of this book, in the tactic, it's called Tactic 4. I'm a school teacher at heart, so I'm gonna read to you. To your neighbor, go, brother.
Neighbor.
Like a
Talk
church.
to each
Brother,
other.
oh, brother.
All right, here's what it says. It says, but just because the market has moved from more to less doesn't necessarily mean you have to. As leads become fewer and they will become fewer if you haven't felt it yet. Have you felt it?
Yes.
Okay, we already felt it, right? You must recognize the situation and you must make a more concentrated effort to generate them. You cannot sit back. You must be more rigorous and resolute in your lead generation than ever before, and more so than anyone else. In fact, now's the time to shift your lead generation gear and your activities into the highest gear possible. We need to find the motivated. Are there going to be people in Fort Bend County that buy and sell real estate moving forward?
Yes, there
Without
are.
a doubt, they're coming, right? The slogan we use that when we have a shifting market is what? Everyone needs a place to live. That will not
Every home needs a
change.
home.
Every house.
Hell needs a
And
home.
people will
Yeah.
keep dying, divorcing,
Yes.
Right, life changes
relocating
are
and all
going
of
to
that.
occur. People are gonna continue to move into our area. People are gonna need to sell real estate, but we are moving, right, from a speed base to a skill base. All right, how many in this room have a listing right now that's overpriced? Raise your hand.
More.
That's it? You need more listing.
How
Come
many
on
of you have a
now.
listing?
Because if you show up with sellers, they want to sell it for what?
Over list with multiple
multiple.
offers.
Yeah, they think it's still going to come. Does it take skill and education to talk to them?
Yes,
All right. Do we have buyers that are telling us what?
interest rates are too high.
And they're going to.
I want a deal.
I want to wait.
I'm
They
gonna wait.
tell the market to
Yes.
do what?
Crash.
Crash.
The
Okay.
market's not
Let's
right.
play a little skill game so you get some value on this. Okay, I'll come back to you. We'll get some skill. So answer the question. I want to list my property for, it's 50,000. They're not going to get it. They go, look, I've been watching the market this whole time. I saw the neighbor down the street can get this much. I know I can get more because I got better paint on the outside, whatever the story is. You're not out there visiting with sellers, you're missing, right? And I want to list it to this. How do you respond to that seller? Who wants
The
to jump
numbers
in?
don't lie.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, the numbers don't lie. I'm showing you what the numbers are now as opposed to a couple of months ago. Here's also what's pending at the moment, and that doesn't indicate that the prices are still going up. So
Yes.
if you price it too high, then you're going to wind up losing money because it's going to sit on the market longer.
Okay,
What I told them is, if you price it high, now interest rates have gone up to 6%. In the next 2 weeks, they're gonna go up again. It costs more money now to buy a house. So if you price it at that house, your house is going to sit. And then every 2 weeks, you're gonna have a price reduction, and it's gonna look like what's wrong with your house. Instead, let's price it right from day one. And then I also tell them I'm not gonna take the listing if it's priced too high.
okay.
I agree with what Sapana has said. I always set expectations in my listing appointments and let my clients know it's bad when you have to do a price reduction. Even in this market, I feel like when you do a price reduction, people are going to try to nickel and dime you. And it's just bad. I mean, it's happening now, but I create it in a very negative way that it's bad. You have to price your listings accordingly. You can't look at comps. I don't look at comps from 3 months ago, 4 months ago. You got to go back to when we were a normal market and look at those comps. But I always tell them it's bad. And how long can you wait? How long can you wait?
Okay, anything you add? to
Well,
that?
I'm going to put a different spin on
Sure.
this because I ain't turning down nothing but my collar. And I'm not wearing one today. So my answer is, okay, I'll tell you what, I've shared the data with you and I think my numbers are right. But this is what we can do, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller. Let's go ahead and go with your number for 7 to 10 days. Let's see what happens. And let's agree now, and we can put it in writing, that if we don't have the activity, if we can't get your number, then we can just go ahead and go with my number. So that's my strategy for working with people, to go ahead and control the listing, because someone else will certainly come along and list it for higher. But if you can get them to agree to that in writing, often you can, if necessary, shift the gears, because you never know when you might be in a pocket where somebody just might be willing to pay that much or close to it.
One of
They
the,
got a
one-
question
oh,
back
sorry.
there.
Yeah, quick.
Quick, LaDonna, whenever you put that agreement in writing, can you tell the room where in writing you put that?
In
agreement?
special, in your special provisions of the.
Or you can pre-sign an amendment.
Pre-sign the amendment, that's better.
And one thing I always suggest is, which we, like Chad said, we have to find the motivated. In my listing appointments, the one thing I want to know is why you're moving. You got to find out what's motivating your client and then let that set the tone of the conversation.
Okay, all right, on the flip side, we got, hold on, we'll get to referral. Buyer side.
What?
Reluctant buyers. Oh, there's
Oh.
a tactic in here that talks about reluctant buyers, by the way. Okay, I'm a reluctant buyer. I'm gonna wait until it cools off, interest rates go down, or a crash is going to occur instead of making a move today. How do you respond to that?
I don't have a crystal ball, but most of the economists are saying right now that they don't anticipate prices to drop unless there's something cataclysmic that happens in our world, that we're currently at a price point where we would have been had the interest or had the value of the home steadily increased over the last 20 years. So with the fact that the interest rates are probably going to go up a little bit higher before they go back down or even settle, then you're still going to be paying more if you wait. There's still buyers that are not going to believe you. But all you can do is, again, share the numbers. I'm a numbers person. Share the statistics, share MLS and say, hey, these 10 houses came on the market last week and look, they're already under contract.
Okay, what else?
So I always use this analogy because I used to be a wedding planner for like 18 years. I'm like, okay, you've decided, well, I kind of still am, but you've decided you're going to move, which means eventually you're going to move. So why are you going to sit there for 6 months, keep looking and looking and wasting all this time? You're wasting money too when you're doing that. So if you're going to move, you find a house you like, just like when you find the person you want to marry, you don't think about what this timing isn't right. You just do it. And so if it costs you more now, that's fine. Marry the house, date the rate. You can always change the rate and refinance later. And I usually get them on that speech. It works.
And also, right, time is your friend. You could have a little initial dip, but it's not going to hurt you until you sell. And if you're planning on being committed to the home, right, or to the marriage, right, committed over time, real estate will always take care of you, right? It will always, time is always on your side. So we never can time the market. I'm gonna time of the, never. Let time be your friend when it comes to real estate. That's a fundamental belief, and you have to understand them, and we have to educate people that way. Okay, anything else you'd add to that?
I think with buyers, I have a strategy. I work with a lot of first-time buyers too, so it's lots of hand holding, but it has to be motivation with buyers because buyers will have you out here running around and spinning wheels and things like that. You have to find out what's motivating them, and you have to talk numbers like and be realistic with them. I think you have to be realistic in this market. And I've had buyers that they bowed out of the market, and for what financial reasons they can't. You have to be in it to win it. Buyers have to be in this market in it to win it. You can't straddle the fence. Either you're in or you're not in. And your numbers have to make sense. Your financial numbers have to make sense because you have to pay to play in this market. So only work with motivated buyers and buyers that are in it to win.
Yep.
So.
Any other final thoughts? on the
Everything
buyers?
they said,
Yeah,
and just remember, all real estate is local. And people are still moving to the state of Texas and even more to the city of Houston and surrounding areas. Our economy is still very good. So we are, whereas you might talk to people in other parts of the country and they're having this collapse, Houston is still going strong. Not as strong as it was before. Gary Keller would call it disinflation. So we're still inflated. It's just slowly coming down, and no crystal ball. But what we do know is prices, Houston is not going to take a nosedive like all of the other areas. So let people know if you need to move, let's go ahead and do it because of everything that they said. Just remember, all real estate is local. And when I tell people that and remind them what's happening in our local market, they're more compelled to take action there.
And I will say that buyers that pull the trigger faster are relocating buyers. So if you're on social media or any platform like that, definitely target relocating buyers. Like those are the buyers that's going to pull the trigger faster.
Also that when you, oh, go ahead.
Relocating buyers are buyers that will pull the trigger faster.
Coming from out of state
Coming from out of state.
or out of
Yeah.
Houston
Out of
area.
Houston,
Yeah,
yeah.
and also if you have a listing, a lot of people right now are putting the offers in and pulling out. You know, that's because they start having conversations in their head like, oh, if I had bought back in April, my rate would have been 5 point, blah, blah, blah. Now it's 6 point. It's just, it's like a big troubling thing for them. Call your lender. Dale answers his phone day and night. Call him and say, what's the difference, Dale, between 5.5 and 6.0 on a $700,000 house? He'll come back and go, oh, it's $150. Okay, can you afford another $150? Do that, have that conversation, because they just look at the rate and get all wound up about the rate. And then it's not that big of a difference. So,
And new construction builders are throwing out all kind of incentives right now, and they're buying down rates now too. So that's something else you
You
can
can talk to
explore
them.
with your
Yeah,
buyers that you
show
can
them.
talk about. They're buying down rates now, which is unheard of. I had never heard of that before.
Okay, last thing. Obviously, we're on this and creating a bold community and environment. It's pushing production, mindset, moving forward. One last thing you have before we end this panel.
Okay, I would like to say, if you were in this room last week for Quantum Leap, you'll know that there was no tickets. It was sold out. Bold is going to be in this room again. A lot of the people here last week were not from our office. So if you want to go to Bold, don't wait, because it will sell out and you won't be participating.
That's not a sales tactic, by the way.
No, that's the honesty. If
No,
you were
it's-
here
yeah.
last week, you will know Quantum Leap
And then
was
I'll have
sold
people
out.
coming to me going, Chad, please get me.
Yeah,
I've already
they
bought
don't-
my
yeah.
ticket.
Take action.
Already committed.
I've already bought my ticket. It's only 110 seats. Okay. We cannot put people on top of each other. 110 seats. So if you want to have fun with us and not all these strangers coming to our office, sign up today and let your points, the $200 per transaction, start today. If you wait till October 11th, you're already too late, because it takes some time to get into it, write your
Wait
goals
till
down.
next week, you're already
It's,
too late.
you need to do it. You need to be all in today. Okay. And we get to choose which tables we're going to sit at. So if you, right? So if you sign up today, you can choose one of us.
Or we can choose one of you.
Yeah, we can choose one of you. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Anything else?
I'm gonna end this by saying, because my heart feels it right now, I am going to not sponsor, but I'm gonna donate $400 towards somebody's Bold.
Okay.
And Chad, you can coordinate that however way you want.
Well,
I don't know. I'm just
we'll-
putting it
we'll
out there in the
just-
universe.
We'll just do a raffle, right? Anyone as of the end of today, who's ever in this office, right? Will put their name in a hat, who signed up for full bowl, and we'll just draw a name and you can get, we'll give that away. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You have to
for
take me
giving
to
that.
lunch, like. if you-
Yeah.
whatever.
We'll put it in a name and draw. And if you win it and you don't need it, just say, go to the next name.
So the
for-
sooner, so go ahead, LaDonna.
So for me, as your growth committee chair in the office, I'm actually sponsoring a couple of people who are not currently in our office to come and have this great experience. And like she said, we won't stack people on top of one another. So even if you get signed up, let other people know so that they can come and have this great experience as well and get with a company that I'd like to remind you all. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You have each of us, your agent leadership council, we are here for you. So if you find yourself in a situation with a seller or a buyer and they're ready, you just don't know what to say, call one of us. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. We got you.
Also, remember the last time we had in-person Bold was right before the pandemic. And it was the same guy, Mr. Jones, who was teaching, okay? We ended Bold like March 7th, okay? March 16th, we're on shutdown mode, complete shutdown. For those people who were in Bold, I'd like to see what their production level was. I'm sure it was a little bit more than the other people who were not in Bold, because they were still motivated to do those activities and getting the benefits from the activities they did. I wasn't one of them because I did not take it seriously. I'm going to admit that right now. And I did, when we went down shutdown mode, I was like, party time. I got Netflix and I didn't do anything for like, I didn't do anything for like 2 months and I was all excited until this one called and said, where are you? I said, I'm in the pandemic, sitting at home.
All right, quick questions. Yes. Then we have David coming on. Go ahead. Okay,
I can't hear her.
yeah, how often is Bold? It's
Once
it
a
starts
Once a year.
October 11th, right? It's on Tuesdays. We take a week off and then we follow every Tuesday until we go to 7 steps, and we will take the week off of Thanksgiving. But
Yeah.
we'll get all those dates for you so you can see those on the calendar. And their calendar on the hallway is there too.
October 11th is the first step.
October 11th is first step, okay?
Okay, how many people are now gonna sign up because you heard us today? Raise your hand. Christina,
Raising it means you're
Christina,
getting all in.
1, 2, all in means
That's
you,
it, let's go.
all in means you pay up
It's not
today.
that painful,
1,
right?
2.
And
Okay,
this is not a
that's it?
timeshare
Okay.
environment.
Okay, there we go. 1, 2. Okay, where's the rest
These
of
are
the
the people that are
hands?
gonna have business come
Where's the
January.
rest of the
David's
hands?
coming on as well. David, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
David,
Right here.
David, I mean, they're working the group. The
I
AOC.
love it. It's all good. By the way, I just want to let you guys know, I appreciate these ladies. I know some of them done Bold with me before, and somebody said I don't have a crystal ball. I want everybody to know that I actually do have a crystal ball. So she said I don't have it, so I may have to give a gift. There you go. Thank you, Chad. Well, guys, how's everybody doing today? Y'all good? Give me some noise. Y'all good? So, well, they did most of the speaking in there for Bold. Today, I did a fantastic class today, 5 strategies on double your income in 2023. And here's the subtitle of Do It in Less Time. Great audience in there. So much participation. I actually maxed out my room and I actually didn't have a big enough Zoom. I didn't know I had a cap on Zoom account. So I want to make sure I introduce myself. I'm not here to sell Bold. It's going to sell out. We're going to have a great room. What I want to sell you on is your goals and just make sure you have some things to look forward to along the way. Bold starts right now. 2023 starts right now. When does 2023 start?
Right now.
Right now. And that's the reason Bold is such a great time for me to come in and coach you and be a part of Bold and be a part of your productivity. So who was anybody by chance in the room in my 5 strategies class today?
I was.
Yeah, I heard I was. Okay, fantastic. We had a loaded room. There you go, Jessica online. Appreciate it being on there. It was such a hit. I had so many people saying they wanted to get in. I didn't know my account had a cap of 100, so I'm going to go change that. So write some dates down. I want to give you some things. Guys, I want to make sure you know that it's not about doing Bold. It's about making 2023 your best year ever. You know, the market in Houston, in your area, is still going on. Are people still buying right now? Yes or no?
Yes.
Are people still selling right now?
Yes.
Now, we still may have to do a little different strategies to get there. We may have to dig a little deeper to find them. They're not going to come to us. We got to find them. And I do think we have an opportunity to make 23 our best year ever. And my mission is for you guys to have your best 23s ever, no matter what market we have. Go get your unfair share. Gary says, be the buffalo in the storm. Well, be the buffalo, and if the storm doesn't come, then we make even more money. We have a bigger why. So the 5 strategies, I scheduled a second one. So if you didn't make it in my 5 strategy class today, it's free. It's for anybody. You don't have to be registered. It's going to be on Friday, September the 30th. Okay. At 1 to 2:30. Okay. 1 to 2:30. Let me pin. Did I put my hand up accidentally just now? I think it's because my technology did it. Y'all make some noise for me really quick.
might have done it.
So yeah, there you go. The spotlight. Oh, yeah, y'all spotlighted me. That's why I can't see it. There you go. All right. So that's all right. I can see a little bit of you on the corner up here. So Friday, the 23rd, Friday, September the 30th, 1 to 2:30. And guys, this is a class I do. It's called 5 strategies to double your income in 2023. Now, who in here wants to double their income next year? Anybody in here?
No.
Me.
I don't.
All right, good. I got the right audience. I like people putting their hands up. And it's literally going to be around, and it's a different approach than you ever done. And I'm going to introduce some ideas on how to make sure, because we all have limiting beliefs on how we do it. So put that in your calendar. Don't miss it. Yes, it's on Zoom. Bold is in person. In case there's any miss out there around Bold, Bold is in person in the room you're sitting in. Bold is in person. Bold's where?
In person.
In person, got it. Now, there's another one I'm doing for anybody who's registered. I heard them talk about getting registered on there. I'm also doing a Bold goal setting session that is going to be on October the 4th from 9 to 11. That is the week before step 1. And that is for anybody who is paid for Bold. Because the way I'm going to coach that, I'm going to coach you like you're already in Bold. I'm going to be talking to you as though you're in Bold, and I'm getting you ready for Bold. Okay. I don't look at Bold as this thing where it starts at step 2, we get going and, are you on? Guys, when we launch Bold, Bold starts right now. 2023 starts right now. It's time to get going right now, because what you do now affects next year. And everything I'm doing between the 5 strategies, business planning clinic, it's not business planning clinic, I call it goal setting to the Bold, is I am going to help you goal set for 2023. And then we're going to identify what needs to happen in Bold so that you have a massive runway going into 2023. So that when you cross over the line from 22 to 23, you've already got a massive pipeline. Bold's about creating a massive pipeline so that you hit 23, you're already on track for your goal. Who likes the idea of being on track for your goal when the year starts and not already behind? Y'all like that idea?
Yes.
That's what we're doing in there. So 5 strategies, September the 30th from 1 to 2:30. That's for anybody. That's free. So get the room. Anybody's in there, even if somebody's not doing Bold, you're welcome to join us. You will benefit. Goal setting, Bold goal setting is October the 4th, 9 to 11. That's on a Tuesday. And then of course we're launching Bold on first step to Bold on October the 11th, 9 to 2:30. Okay. So that's going to be the ones we're doing it alone. I love this right here. This statement. One of your people on your panel, don't know who it was, loved it. You're in business for yourself, not by yourself. That's where Bold comes in. That's where I become your coach. We get to coach you through the next 7 weeks so you're not by yourself. We're coaching through. We're going to build our teams, and we're going to create massive momentum on the mindset, the skills, why you're doing what you're doing, everything you need to have built in. Making a list between now, what are all the things that you need to have happen between now and the end of the year for you to be ready to have a really big 2023? You're going to think about it like this. Here's one thing. First of all, is thinking bigger and having the mindset for 23 important? Is that important? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Now, is it possible that we also have to improve our skills between now and the end of the year to be ready for next year? Would you all agree we have to improve our skills and change our skills a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. Some of your panel said that a while ago. Now, I heard a great statement the other day. I want to talk to you a little bit about habits. Our habits, do we have to have great habits for success?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have to have great habits? What do y'all think? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And I want you to think about your habits for a minute. I heard a great statement the other day when it comes to habits. And most people look at the wrong measurable of habits. Like if you're like your bank account, I want everybody to listen to this for a second. Your bank account is a lagging measure of your financial habits. Your bank account is a lagging measure of your business habits. Your productivity in your business is a lagging measure of your lead generation habits. And if your bank account's not where it's at, and by the way, your health is a lagging measure of your eating and physical habits. One of our missions at Bold is that we can't, a lot of times you've heard Gary say it, we don't determine our future, we determine our habits, and our habits determine our future. And during Bold, we're going to create all the habits you need to create to be successful. Mindset habits, the words we use. Today in class, we were talking about, some words and how we could change some basic words and how words matter, how a lot of the words we use actually have a negative impact on our success. Okay. Some of our going to be our lead generation habits, our mindset habits. Okay. Building the systems you need to have in place to get there. All right. And so we got a lot of those things right now going forward. And so if you plug in, if you're looking at getting on massive momentum and you're looking to say, I want to have my best year ever, ask yourself, what do I need to be doing right now to get there? And what you need to do is you need to know why you're doing what you're doing. Come to 5 strategies. You're going to determine why you're doing what you're doing. You need to have a plan to have in place. Get signed up, be in my goal setting class on the 4th. That's going to be part of Bold. It's going to be, hey, you're signed up, you're ready, get in my goal setting class. And then we have 7 weeks all the way till December the 6th to get massive momentum, massive energy, so that we go into 2023 with a massive pipeline ready to go. So that's really everything right now. Chad, those are my things right now. I heard one of your panelists said that they're going to donate $400 to a scholarship.
Yeah.
Now, I want to do a similar thing, but I want to give it to you as a challenge because I think I love the panel was awesome. I love sitting there listening to them. How many people are in the room right now, Chad?
55.
Barbara said 55.
50-ish.
50-ish. So if we get 30 registrations by the end of the day, 30 people saying, I'm doing Bold, Southwest office, I'll do another half scholarship. We'll draw 2 scholarships for people to do Bold. We'll pull it out of a hat. We'll do 2 scholarships.
There you go.
So we
All
get
right.
to 30 registrations, which, and I want to tell you something about, and I love that Chad said this. He said, it's not a sales tax. The reason is that your numbers alone in your area between your signature, the other offices that are kind of that area, the numbers alone is going to hit 110. It's not a sales tactic, but here's what you get to do. You get to come in and pick who you get to be in business with. And the sooner you get paid in, the sooner you sign up, that's when something clicks in your head, that your energy changes and something changes about how you treat the business. And I want you to think about December 6th for a second. Actually, December 6th, we finish. You finish Bold on December 6th, you go in and play all in. The holidays actually become more fun because your pipeline's already full. And I don't know about you, spending the holidays with a full pipeline is a lot more fun than trying to grind through the end of the year to make our goals to get ready for next year. So I think we've already talked about the dates. I've given you some other ones I'm going to email out. What questions do we have, Chad? Anything I need to cover that I did not cover?
Anything that we're missing on questions?
I think I covered a lot, actually.
Yes, go ahead.
What is the time commitment? So it's once a week.
Once a week. What's the time commitment?
9 to
Yeah.
2:30.
So Bold starts on October 11th, 9 to 2:30. Every step is 9 to 2:30. And just for you guys know, the room's probably gonna be full at First Step to Bold. If you can get in, even if you're not doing Bold, First Step to Bold is a full coaching and training. If you know you're doing Bold, listen carefully. Do not skip First Step to Bold. We've rewritten the material. A lot of you have never seen this First Step material. Even if you took it before it was like 6 months ago, whenever it was in another location. First Step to Bold is going to make an impact. Do not skip it. Even if you're doing, like I've had people sign up for Bold, pay. Well, I'm going to skip step 1 because it's a sales pitch. It is not a sales pitch. I'm getting into the engine on step 1.
It'll be sold out by then.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I know it will. I'm just saying, and that's the reason I'm saying those of y'all that are signed up, don't skip First Step. It will be full coaching and training.
Okay. All right. Thanks, David.
Anything else I missed? You got the challenge, 30 registrations. We'll draw another half scholarship. I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys and good to be a part of your team.
All right. Thanks, David. Appreciate it. All right. All right. Bear with me another few minutes for us too. I know we have a packed day. Kimber, come on up.
Sorry, didn't know all that was going to go on today. I have a special group that I wanted to introduce to y'all in our big realm of Keller Williams Southwest Gives Where We Live. We've been supporting child advocates of Fort Bend for years. And I want y'all to know who they are and what they do. And they had a bigger deal, so we're going to cut it down to about 5 minutes, and they're going to come back and later in the year and we'll fill it all out. But I'd like y'all to come up and introduce. This is Lisa Moore with Child Advocates.
Hi, I'm Lisa Moore. This is Lindsay Castellanos, Suzanne Slavin, and we did, as Kimber said, we had some other kind of deep dive to go into with you guys, not long, but a little bit more information. I'm going to talk fast because I know lunch is behind you. But we kind of at least wanted to give you an overview of some things. We'll come back, or you can contact us. We'll leave our information on the back table out there. So we too are Bold. We have bold, bold vision of ending child abuse. So if you don't know about Child Advocates of Fort Bend, we are a nonprofit in Rosenberg, Texas. We're right across the street from Terry High School. We have been alive and well for 31 years. We are serving abused and neglected children through 2 national programs. One is a CASA program, and you've probably heard of CASA, and not just that it means house in Spanish, but that it is court-appointed special advocates. These are volunteers that help children who have been removed from their home. They are in the foster care system, wards of the state, because their home is unsafe for them. They are predominantly neglected. No food, no medical needs, no education, or abused, physical abuse or other types of abuse. We served 191 children in last year alone through our CASA program. Second program we have is we have a Children's Advocacy Center. We call it a CAC. It's an entirely different program that is more clinical based. It is for children who are predominantly sexually abused. Through the pandemic, we saw a very high increase tied with domestic violence. We saw a huge increase in witness to violence, homicide, suicide, murder, other things. There is a strong correlation between domestic abuse and child abuse. And if a child is in a home where there's an adult abuse, chances are they too are victims in their own way, whether they are being physically touched, neglected, or in anything like that. We also, in the last 3 years, people say, well, you guys are out there strengthening a child's voice. That's our mission. Strengthen a child's voice, heal their hurt, and break the cycle. Our bold vision is to end the generational cycle of abuse, starting with young children, because children who are abused grow up to become abusers. It is a fact. Some more facts. 1 in 10 children will be abused by the age of 18. Another fact, 98% know their abuser. Stranger danger is a myth. 98% of sexual and abused children know their abuser. 1 in 10 will tell. So those are staggering statistics. We've served over 20,500 children in 31 years. And as I mentioned, we opened 3 years ago, we started a new service line called Community Engagement. This is an opportunity to go out and speak into schools, to organizations, to groups, to churches, to faith-based communities, to your teams, to anyone, anywhere. This is where Lindsay comes in, and this is where I think that you all can help, because why teachers and counselors and nurses and doctors are one of the biggest cohorts for seeing child abuse, knowing where to call. I'm sorry, I think you guys are huge. I really, really do. Now, not to risk a client, but you see some weird stuff. And you might not know something, but you can get a sense of if something odd is happening. What are you going to do about it? You have to do something. It is our legal obligation, is our ethical obligation as members of this community to keep our community safe and help us be bold and end child abuse. I'm going to pass to Lindsay. She can tell you more about that.
Yeah, so I'm our community outreach coordinator, so I spend a lot of times in the schools. But if you are part of a civic group, a religious organization, any type of group that meets, it could be adults, it could be children. I would love to get to know more about the group that you are working with and just be able to present our information. We present everything that's child-based in a very child-friendly, age-appropriate way. We are not there to scare children. We're not there to tell them something that it's their parents' role to tell them. But there are these break the cycle cards that are going to be left on the table out there. My contact information is at the bottom of those. And so, like I said, if you have a group that you'd like us to come speak to, adults or kids, we would love to be able to come and do that. Some other information that's just good for you guys to know is that there are signs of abuse cards back there. The signs of abuse might not be what you think that they are. There's such a wide range of signs that we see in the children that we serve. And so we need to be able to look at those signs and be able to know what to do in the case that we see something. And what you do if you suspect abuse is you call CPS, you call the hotline, and you make a report. And that's the number one thing I could tell you is to please make a report if you suspect abuse is happening in a family. And I recognize that that can sometimes be difficult for a lot of different circumstances. But children really rely on us to be able to speak up for them because they can't speak up for themselves. They're too afraid, or they've been told not to, or they feel like what's happening to them is their fault. And while I'm working to empower children and help them know that it's okay to tell, we need adults to step in the gap and step in place and say, if you tell me, or if I see something happening that I think is wrong, or that it just doesn't seem right, I am going to go and take the next step and make a report. You're not accusing anybody of anything. You're asking for a professional service to be done on behalf of that child to see what is happening. Because maybe we don't know who is doing what, but we know something is wrong and we need to figure out what's going to happen in that situation. And that's where CPS can step in and help with that. So
your report is anonymous. They
Yes.
won't know that you're the one that made the report. You don't have to prove anything.
Right.
Any suspicion, the proof comes from CPS investigation. You don't have to prove, they don't have to know it's you. Some people have difficult telling on a family member for that reason. But so I wanted to share those facts. And there's a fine, a $2,500 fine if you know something and you didn't report it and we find out, not we, but we find out, there's a fine for that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. The last thing I would say is that we do have an adult prevention program that we offer once a month in our office. It's called Darkness to Light. And they utilize the 5 steps to safety to teach adults strategies that move them from knowing facts to be able to do something in a situation. And it doesn't even have to be necessarily abuse. It could be iffy situations, boundary violations, talking to your kids about abusive situations and how to do that in a safe way, how to bring up these topics, because most parents do not know how to talk to their kids about these topics. There's a 97% increase in the number of cyber tip reports to National Centers for Missing and Exploited Children during the pandemic. And that's because kids are getting solicited online. They're in unsafe situations online. And the way that we combat that is by having conversations with our kids, and it starts first at home. So if you're interested in this training, or you know somebody that might be interested in this training, it is a wonderful training. It's very empowering, and it brings a lot of hope and a lot of help to everybody that's working with children and loves children.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
So the other thing, we will be supporting the CASA home tour. I'm sure y'all have all heard about that. That's a big thing in Fort Bend County. That's one of their big fundraisers in December. We'll be back closer to that date.
All right.
Let you know how to.
All right. Important stuff, and appreciate the presentation as well. All right. We got any vendor partners want to talk? Quick. Run out of time. You're good. You got 30 seconds. Go.
No, I just gave you guys a survival kit. Being a single mom and a baseball mom, there are things that you need in a survival kit that you can put in the trunk, and in the glove box. So there's Band-Aids and a lint roller and safety pins and a little sewing kit. Feel free to add to it. This is a starter kit. But there's really good stuff in there, and oh my God, I need this. And so you grab it from your thing.
Okay, great.
Thank you. No,
Catherine,
fun fact, I
go.
had a good one too.
Hey, I just noticed I matched the bold I have. So AMCAP, Catherine, we're here if you need us. Any questions? Right now, we're still doing the zero down. Please come talk to us. Zero down for primary residents. That's the only thing. It has to be a primary. So come on and speak to us.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, I have one lecture football ticket October 2nd.
Okay.
You're coming, right? You're going, right?
I guess so. Yes.
Okay, so it's for raffle. Okay, if you can text, to qualify, you send me referral before, or you're willing to send it in the future. Okay, text me or email me, then I will. The deadline is for today, 3 p.m. So then I have power to do the drawing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool.
In case you don't
All
have
right.
my number, call the front desk.
All right. Always need a good roofing guy, right?
That's right.
Okay.
How many of y'all have actually heard of Joe Ochoa Roofing? Raise your hands. Make sure you take account. They get first in line.
And actually, who has used this?
Who's
You get very first in line.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's two of you, so I'm sorry I have to wait behind these two ladies. No, we're just kidding.
So I'm Joe Ochoa Jr. We've been here for 51 years. We are the oldest roofing company here in Fort Bend. Appreciate all those that have actually used us before. You know, I love what Keller Williams does, right? Because they've been doing it for quite some time, is the education part. Out on the street, that's one thing that we hear as realtors. So we want to be an extension of that. If you don't know anything about roofing and things that are coming up in the marketplace and how to utilize us as a tool. One of the biggest things, sometimes an actual, deal could, I've seen deals just because of a roof situation. You can actually call us and within 30 minutes, we'll be able to tell you the cost of that roof. So you have an idea. We're one of the only few companies that have some of this technology. We have drones that use AI, artificial intelligence that scan roofs for wind and hail damage. But more importantly, it tells us the shape, the size, et cetera, and so forth to be able to put an estimate for you. So if you're in a bind or you're in a situation, make sure you connect with one of us to have access to us. And you basically say, hey, Joe, I'm looking at a house. The roof looks kind of bad. I need to have an idea. That we don't have to set up a time to go out there, take a look at the roof, just utilize the technology we do. We hit a couple buttons, we send you something back, and now you have access. So it empowers you as a tool when you're talking to your clients. So we appreciate that.
My name is Ken Ward. I'm actually part of the group, but I'm heading over the solar shingle division. Has anyone heard of a solar panel? We're the anti-panel, so sorry about that. We are a solar shingle. One of my buddies right there showing a sample. It is a nailable shingle. It's actually protected to be like a roof product. So even if it wise be installed, it protects your roof just like a shingle would. This is the first of its kind. It took 6 years and $200 million to develop it. We just hit the Houston market about 3 weeks ago. That's why you haven't heard about it yet. That's my job to get the name out. But it is a 46 watt system. The average house that we've done, our solar shingles come with free roofs. So a client who needs a roof, it's going to come with our thing. And now the roof is powering their production at about 90%. That's going to be usually 30% lower than their current electrical bill, but they have a roof and they have almost all the consumption of power through their own roof. Not only that, it looks better. HOAs love it. They haven't seen it yet, but they start seeing it because they hate panels. So we can put it anywhere. It's very innovative, and it's one of the most, probably one of the most valuable creations ever. They took the best of the panel designers and made it into a roofing product, which is a nailer product that goes straight to your roof. No brackets, no critters, no wind lifting up the panel, ripping up the decking. Right now, I've got 2 houses that have panel systems on them that we're actually repairing the substructure of the attic, and they need roofs and have 150 holes in them, and who they're calling to fix it? Us. This doesn't do that. So your people moving from California, which is a lot of them still, are asking for this solar, and they have a lot of money to burn because they're not used to this Houston market, which is why everyone's loving it. Show them something like this, it'll change how they think of things.
And it's designed and built by a roofing manufacturer. They're the oldest manufacturer in North America, been around for 130 years.
And they just built a division in Georgetown to keep up with the Texas
to
demand.
keep up with the demand. So it's nothing overseas, et cetera, and so forth. But one of the things that we love, we are a master elite for them. We're one of 5 locally and one of 50 in the entire country that have access to be able to install that. So we want to make sure we partner up with y'all when you're out there talking or in the education part. Like he said, we're anti-solar panel, but we love the,
What's the cost difference?
Actually, every system that we've done, we're about 30% less with the roof than a typical panel system the exact same size. I have having a client once that we were even close to pricing, like this is with a roof. Yes. We were designed, so the goal between GF and us is to power every roof. That's our goal. So imagine if you had a neighborhood with 40% of the houses off the grid or not using grid during the day, what kind of value would that bring to the community? That's what we're trying to do.
That's what we're trying to do is change.
You're raising your hand, mister. So the warranty itself is a 50-year leak coverage, which is equal to the lifetime roof that we have. It has a 25-year production guarantee. So there is, unlike panels where in 20 years, you got to put them in a landfill, this is actually designed to never be replaced. But we guarantee 25 years, 85% of the production. And if we don't meet that money, GF pays you back the contract every year. They kind of, it's very valuable.
And to extend to that, We're the only company currently in the United States that offers a lifetime product and a lifetime labor. We've been doing this for 51 years. I'm actually a second generation. My dad started this business at the age of 15 back in 1971. So we believe in what we do and how we do things, and we back it up with a warranty. So
We just want to be your roofer.
yeah.
Question?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
Do you have to replace the whole roof?
Yeah, so that's what, the only thing that you have to look at is the client, if it's got a 10-year roof or older, it's a good opportunity because they have to get a new roof anyway on average. So yes, it's a full roofing system. But I will tell you, I have 3 clients who had a roof, who about to buy panels and still went with us. We were 12,000 less on all 3 of them. Then they're buying 2 roofs in our system. So you gotta look at that option as well. It's very well priced.
Anything
Good
else?
stuff. Yes.
Is there a battery backup that you have to purchase along with the roofing?
There is, our system works with any battery configuration, but I would recommend batteries until they drop down in price. Get with me, it's about 25,000 per battery. You need 3 batteries per house, which costs twice so much as our roof does. And I can sit there and talk to you an hour about why you may not want a battery at this point in time.
At this point, but
But we do.
you're still powering your roof, and all that's calculated. The beauty about this is that GAF has their engineers that do all the calculation exactly how it's designed, and we're installing that, that.
So it's
roof
not a
system.
cookie cutter program. Every house is different based on the consumption, the sun, and where it hits. So they're all custom designed.
It's all engineered for it.
Okay, awesome. I know you.
So it's just like it's got a 130-mile-an-hour wind rating on the shingle. And the shingle itself, if a hail damage hit about 1.5 inches or larger, which destroy most house, it'll take that. But in the event it breaks 1 or 2 shingles,
Shells, yeah.
we can take the shell out, put another shell in, just like a shingle repair. So the repair cost is like next to nothing comparable to a solar cost.
That's a great question. by the
Very
way.
well, yeah. Yes, sir. Of course, 99.9% of the clients finance, because we're replacing their electrical bill with this. And so they're kind of used to the same payment. So yes.
Yeah,
We get to resell the home with the financing. Thanks, Travis.
Well, we're
That's why we love solar
Well,
panel
we'll tell you,
leases.
the reason why,
Financing.
here's
They're
the
not
good thing,
leases,
by
but
the
here's
way.
the thing,
They're
this
not
is not a
leases.
lease,
This is not a
this is
lease.
like a pool that you just added, that you sell the house, you're just gonna cover the cost of the pool and the sell price, just like you're buying a house or a car. It is a simple interest, there's no leasing, so it's probably a little bit more convenient than a typical solar lease, because we don't do leasing.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's why they're here.
Well, yeah, well, I say, here's the 2 options, you have 3 options for solar. Tesla, if everyone's heard of Tesla, they are now halted production. Every house they've done is 6 months behind. Now it's been another year behind if they can continue to make it. So that's one, and plus they're about 3 times more than we are. Secondly is a company from Sweden that does tiles that really doesn't have a Houston market whatsoever. So there's only 3 options in the world of a shingle opposed to a panel. We're the only option that's nailable like a roof system. That's by roofers for roofers.
Okay, all right, you guys will be around a little bit.
Yeah, we'll be
We'll
All
be in
right,
the back.
awesome. Stick around.
We're the
get you
guys
some
that brought the
lunch.
food, so y'all enjoy
Yes,
the
enjoy
lunch.
it.
Yeah, thank you
Those 2
guys so
ladies
much.
go
Great
first.
stuff. Good group. All right, thank you so much for being here. Get bold.
Sir?